Good afternoon, SKyyForce crew. Welcome to Kish Island Airport in Iran, an international airport that serves the Kish Island in the Persian Gulf. Kish Island is a popular tourist destination. This airport is owned by the Kish Free Trade Zone. Introducing the Embraer Phenom 100. This is a Brazilian jet, but actually built in Melbourne, Florida. It is an entry-level jet with dual-channel digital flight controls. Quite advanced, but a single pilot-friendly aircraft, powered by a Pratt & Whitney turbofan engine with approximately 16,095 pounds of thrust. The engine is quiet and has excellent fuel economy. It has a Prodigy avionics systems for managing the flight and controlling the flight. And it has a high-speed cruise of 190 knots. Without further ado, let's go ahead and make our way into the aircraft. And begin before engine start preparations. As you can see, we are in a cold and dark state. So let's go ahead and begin before powering up our engine cockpit preparations. Let's go ahead and access engine start. The first panel we're going to pay attention to begin before powering up our engine preparations is this panel right here. So first things first, batteries 1 and 2 on. As expected, the aircraft did a system test and it's telling us we can proceed with the rest of our cockpit preps. So we did go ahead and power on batteries 1 and 2. Next item to pay attention to is the generators, engine 1, engine 2, and the auto position. We're gonna go ahead and engage our ground power unit, like so. Let me go ahead and hide this yoke so I can have more access. To our system. So pumps 1 to auto, pumps 2 to auto. Belts on for our passenger safety. Hydraulic pumps to auto position. ADS to auto position also. Windshield heating, both on. Ice protection, both on, 1 and 2. Before proceeding with powering up our engines, let's pay attention to our multi-function display. I did go ahead and input a flight plan prior to save time. And we can make sure of this by engaging the flight plan button. As you can see, we do have a flight plan as far as origin, destination, and our waypoints in between. So we're good on the flight plan. Let's get rid of that screen. We are facing north up, and we need to be facing track up so we can monitor our progress throughout the flight. And how we go about that is engaging the menu button, pressing the enter button, scroll down to north up, and press the enter button. Actually, no. We're going to scroll with the little knob and scroll again to track up and double click. As you can see, we have a track up, so we're good. And just go ahead and close that. So that's perfect. So we begin, or should I say, move forward with our cockpit press for powering up the engine. Cockpit preparations for powering up the engine. Bleed should be 1 and 2 in the auto position. Pressurization manual, that's fine. So powering up this engine is pretty automated and fast. We don't have to do too much, but next item on the agenda should be ignition switches, both in auto position, and we're ready to start. Engine number 2. So what we have to do is flip engine number 2 from run to start position. Now we're going to go ahead and monitor our N1 gauges. Excuse me. As you can see, engine number 2 is pulling up. Looking happy. We'll just wait for a couple of seconds for it to settle down. And engine number 2 looking happy. It should start settling down in a minute. Okay, engine number 2 looking good. So we're going to go ahead and flip engine number 1 to the run and stop position. Pay attention to the N1. In a couple of seconds, it should rise up. And there goes engine number 1. Okay, our primary flight display is giving us an annunciator that our GPU is connected. So let's go ahead and take care of that. And disconnect the GPU, so we're good. As you can see, that annunciation has disappeared. Let's go ahead and gain access to our autopilot panel, like so. First things first, engage our flight directives. As you can see, that's taken care of. Yaw dampers on. Cruise for this flight is going to be 9,000 feet, like so. Vertical speed, let's go for 1,800 feet per minute. That's good. Now we're going to go ahead and pay attention to the overhead. Let me get rid of this autopilot panel temporarily. Taxi lights on, nav lights on, strobes on, panel lighting full, and we're good with the overhead. And let's go ahead and initiate a pushback. Disengage our parking brakes. And there goes our pushback truck, giving us a pushback. That should be sufficient. Engage parking brakes. Okay, let's go ahead and make sure we're good as far as primary flight display. No enunciation telling us we have any issues for this at this point of the flight, so we're going to proceed forward. Disengage parking brakes, a little effort on the throttle, and we should begin taxi to the runway. Good, aircraft is moving. I'm going to bank a left. I'm pretty familiar with this airport, so I pretty much know where the runway location is. A little fast on that taxi. While we're doing this taxi, I'd like to thank my subscribers. I think we're about 130, 140 subscribers strong, which is amazing to me, considering I've been away from my channel for quite a minute, not being consistent. So I really appreciate you as far as your loyalty, and let's keep it going. This channel is going to grow, and I promise to, now that I'm back, to be a little bit more consistent with posting videos for this channel. So we're going to keep it going. Okay, as we approach the runway threshold, I'm going to try to straighten or align myself with the middle of the runway. So try to get as smooth takeoff as possible. Engage our parking brakes. Bring up my autopilot panel. Again, just to make sure we're looking good as far as our vertical speed. 1,800 feet, 9,000 feet cruise. Everything looking good so far. Let's go ahead and set our flaps position to one flap. Flaps 1, should I say? Let me see something real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and engage the knob hold for now, so we don't have to bother with that once we engage the autopilot. So anyway, flaps 1, a little effort on the throttle. Aircraft is moving, so full throttle. At about 110, 115 knots, we're going to rotate the aircraft, and we should be airborne. Past the 110, rotate the aircraft. Positive rate. Gear up. Flaps up. Following the flight directors. Monitoring our climb speed. monitoring our airspeed. I'm trying to intercept the magenta line so we can engage that autopilot. Hand flying this Embraer Phenom 100 is not the easiest thing to do, but I'm doing my best. Let's go ahead and engage that autopilot. Nav hold is on. I think autopilot has it. Monitoring my flight director. Wasn't paying attention to my speed, so that's why you heard that alert, but we're looking good so far. Okay, I think autopilot has it. I'm just gonna monitor my altitude and speed. Trying to stay in a 250, a little low, 250 knot range since we're under 10,000 feet. I'm gonna go ahead and increase that when we level out at 9,000 feet. We're actually not supposed to go over 250 under 10,000 feet, but it's a flight simulation, so I'm gonna cheat a little bit. So we seem to be on track to Dubai International. Yeah, definitely the autopilot is doing its thing, so we're good. So I'm just gonna monitor my climb to 9,000 feet. While the aircraft is doing its thing, I'm gonna, actually, you know what, I forgot to turn on my landing light, but that's okay, it's too late for that. So turn that off. Just monitoring my altitude for right now. And we should level out at 9,000 feet for cruise. See if I can increase the range of my multi-function display, my map. As you can see, we're leveling out at 9,000 feet. Okay, the PFD is telling me we're headed to Enris, our first waypoint, and the distance is less than 190 nautical miles to our first waypoint, so we're looking good. While we're in cruise, let's go ahead and give you a quick tour of the passenger amenities, should I say. See if I can maintain speed so we're not moving up and down. I just want my speed to level out a little bit. It's a little tricky to make it stay at a certain speed. I don't want to use a speed hold. It's a little buggy with this aircraft. So anyway, let's hop back and see what the rest of the aircraft look like. As you can see, we have plush leather. You can see the seat belts. Not too shabby at all. A little wing view. Cup holders. Not too bad. I have lighting. Oh, I mistakenly pulled down the shade. I will definitely not mind flying as a passenger on one of these Embraers. Very nice indeed. Anyway, let's get back on the cockpit. Okay, counting down as far as our distance to our first waypoint. We still have plenty of time in cruise. Let me see if I can zoom in on our flight plan. So everything looking good so far. Looking good. Okay, at this point I'm gonna go ahead and enter some arrival data as far as our frequency and heading to intercept the ILS for Dubai International. So let's go ahead and access the PFD. Okay. First things first is the little scroll wheel to engage frequency heading for runway 30 left, I should say. So that's the little knob and the big knob. And it should be 11130. Swap that frequency. And we're good for our frequencies. Now we're going to pay attention to our CDI, flip that to the VO1, and we need to change our course heading to, 300. Like so. So we're good for our course heading. Now back to our GPS, and we're good. As you can see, we can see the coastline straight ahead. That tells me we're definitely almost to our destination. So less than 60 nautical miles to Enris. Once we hit Enris, it's pretty much an approach, the approach phase of this flight before we land. So let's go ahead and access the autopilot panel. I'll wind down my altitude to 6,000 feet. Vertical speed. Hold on a second. Let's do 600 feet per minute for now. Actually, since we're less than 60 nautical miles to Enris, I'm going to wind it all the way down to 3,000 feet and a vertical speed of let's do 1,000. Descending. I'm just monitoring my engine speed. As you can see to the right, we have Dubai in sight. I don't know if you can make out the tall skyscrapers to the right of my screen. Every time I make this approach, they seem to have more buildings popping up. They're definitely doing a lot of development in the Dubai area. More buildings coming up every day. For some reason, my navigation hole disengaged, so I had to re-engage it so we can maintain a flight path to Dubai International. So just past 5,000 feet, all the way down to 3. As you can see, the evening hours has creeped up on our flight plan. That's okay. Gives us a pretty flight of the Dubai area. I'm not complaining. Wow, that's spectacular. Incredible. Okay, we should be leveling out at 3,000 feet any minute now. And once we pass the intersection of Servo, the glide slope diamond should appear, telling us we should be getting ready to intercept the ILS for runway 30 left. I always forget my landing lights, so I'm just going to take care of that right now. Leveling out at 3,000. Just maintaining my instrument scanning. Less than 25 nautical miles to Enris, where we make that turn to the right to Servo, to Austin, and to OMDB. That's the ICAO code for Dubai Airport. give us a little bit of speed for the sake of time. Make sure I don't overspeed. I'm fairly new to this approach into Dubai, but it always a breathtaking approach. Look at that haze. Very nice. Okay, less than 15 nautical miles to Enris. Pretty smooth air. Usually it's a bumpy one, so I definitely appreciate that. Okay, we're about to make that bank to the right. I should lower my speed before we make any kind of vectoring to the left or the right, because even though the aircraft is banking, we're still traveling at a high rate, so we don't want to overshoot our vectors. So that's the bank to the right. As you can see, our glide slope diamond has come alive. So I probably want to start decreasing my speed. And let's go ahead and flip to our VOR1. As you can see, the ILS scale has moved to the left hand side. probably need to anticipate engaging our approach hold. Approach hold is right here. Just going to give it some time, so we hit Austin, then I'm going to engage the approach hold. And right about that time, the diamond should be heading northwards to intercept the glide slope. I'm not sure if I want to hand fly all the way down to the airport, but let's see how I feel about that. Let's see how I feel. Okay, about to hit Austin, so we're gonna bang to the right again. And I'm just gonna go ahead and engage our approach hold. Okay, we're definitely on the straight trajectory to our runway. Is that a view or what? Huh? Look at that. Nice. So the glide slope diamond is heading north, so I should start decreasing my speed. And we should intercept the glide slope any second now. Okay, we caught the glide slope. As you can see, our altitude is decreasing. Lining up on the ILS, looking good. Speed is way too high. Let's go ahead and start applying flaps. So flaps 1, flaps 2. Flaps might be a little too high. Back to 1. Having a little issue with having a little issue with my autopilot, so I'm gonna hand fly. Did not anticipate that. So let's go ahead and bring down our landing gear. So it's going to be a hand fly. I'm going to apply more flaps. And just make sure I'm in the center of my ILS. A little high. We're centered, so I'm good. I'm gonna apply more flaps. Flaps full. I'm way high, way high. Too high. Need to be in the center of that ILS. I'm not trying to do a rejected landing. I'm way high. I wouldn't advise you to do this in real life, folks. Seems like we're about to crash into the runway, but I'm not gonna let that happen. Start to level off. Less than. Start leveling off, leveling off, leveling off. We'll still have a little bit of runway, so we go. Ooh, 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 ooh. Floating, folks. Floating, floating, floating. We're on the runway. Welcome to Dubai International. See if I can taxi off the runway. I would not advise you to land like that, folks. That was a suicide landing. Not very professional at all. This is what happens when you don't keep in practice. It's been several months since I did any flights, so, and there you have it. You land like that, like a crazy person, but we're on the ground. Wow, that was hairy. Welcome to Dubai International, folks. As I always say, I appreciate every single subscriber I have. I appreciate you staying with me this far. And keep it coming. This channel is going to grow if I have anything to say about it. That was a pretty interesting flight. So until next time, SKyyForce on YouTube. Now if I can just locate this parking spot, since I didn't fly with ATC, it's going to be interesting to see if I can find this parking spot at this huge airport, but let's give it a go. SKyyForce on YouTube. Peace.